Hello, hello, hello. Listen to this, y'all. The women versus men race debate. Let's get into it.
Listen, it's my accident, like you said. I don't want to say, right? Come on, say it. When it comes to women, right? They were saying that they need to be the leaders in the household. I never said that. I said, listen, in order to lead, you must possess the original. The original was XY. Right? The original was XY. You just said the original was XY. No, listen to me. That's what this zone. They got split. I said, listen to me. Listen to me. I said we got split to this village. Listen. Okay. Right? You have a spiritual, you have a physical, right? If this dimension is physical, it got split to XY. Right? And the Y is a small version of the X. That's like saying man fell into body. Right? I'm talking about the spiritual and I'm talking about the physical. So understand what I'm saying. So I'm saying the original is one, right? And you want to make both. Got this too. If you have both, is only one. Only one thing that was created, and one thing created was God. Everything else is just who could have made both the X for the XY? Yeah, listen to me. You gotta hear me out. Okay, we gotta hear me out. Listen, so no matter where you go, no matter everything that you see in the world, no matter what, it's gonna have an X in it. It's gonna have a vibe in it. Both man and female gonna have an X in it. Everybody here, him and him, when he was in their mama's stomach before he turned XY, they were both X. That's a lie, right? Oh, he was X to the daddy. He was XY. This is the first 2 weeks of the pregnancy of the baby. You were X. That's right. The prove it. Give it up. I did. You know that. The sperm now. He was already himself. Sperm saying that it's time before it's time for male. Before. Now you come to male. I'm saying before. You're talking about wasting the game, right? I said, no, listen. Before sex is determined. So you're talking about in the man's body. Before it's determined. In your body right now, it's the X is the Y. Right? It's the Y is Y. In your female body, so I should be close. Before it's determined. Then that's the determined. It's XX. And then the Y comes. But let me say this. Everybody watch this. We don't appreciate our women, right? We look at them like they're beneath us, beneath our feet. We look at them like that because they're not as strong. But masculine strength, not the real strength. The real strength is in the mind, right? Because this reality is controlled by thoughts, right? And the key control of this reality is the emotions, right? And women and female intuition is a direct connection to the creator. I'm not finished. You said let him finish. I'll let you finish. I'm not quick. But you just stopped me on purpose, bro. I thought you were done. Now people know how I think. Listen, my pause is a breath for my next word. Right, I got you. So when I pause, let silence do what they do. Right, yes, right. But what I'm trying to say about women is different, right? A lot of people, like I said, they want to put women beneath men, right? And that's fine if you want to do that. But the right place to put women is beside, right? I'm not above you, you're not beneath me, right? It's together, right? Because that's what it's supposed to be, right? The master and the sister, the left and right side of your right? Listen, CC protect women, right? I'm not gonna say he should be protected, but for me, I see the world as it is. It's only me, right? Even right now, when we sit here, the only person that hurts me. Him, we all get different realities. This is not really Cap, right? This is a photocopy of Cap that's pretending to be him, that's actually doing what actually he can do. But in my simulation, he's not here, right? But when he leave here, he pop back into his body. But right now, they're acting like and duplicating what they believe he will be doing because we live in multiple realities. Have you ever heard of Torres people? And the Tuareg people in Mali and in Niger, the roles are completely reversed. There we go. The men wear face veils, the women go out and hunt, they the warriors. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. This is in different parts of the world. It's crazy. Your geography and your societal and cultural norms determine who's who in your society. Go to Mauritania, tomorrow in Mauritania, there's going to be slave auction. You see what I'm saying? Who's going to be getting sold? Women, kids, over there, the men don't let you enslave them. They make you kill them. So that is something that is very, very, because slavery is a choice. Go to Pakistan, you got families that have been in indentured servitude for 130 years. Right. Your geography determines what you are and your cultural lineage and bloodline. Here in America, we don't have national identity and we don't cherish and flourish our own bloodlines. Therefore, we don't own a lot of anything. We just see people acting crazy over the Audemars Swatch collaboration. Less than 5% of Audemars GDP is African American. Just like you see niggas act crazy on who had a blue check and who didn't. Nobody owns that. So what is this? Tribalism. Tribalism is something that's affecting us and our people because the Igbo have literature that said they was alive in the time of Allen. And they had 500 different countries in Nigeria, different kingdoms. So, me and Captain was having a conversation. Who's responsible for reparations is when I lived in Africa, we watched African kings and chiefs and elders apologize for the slave trade. When, if you watch Indian, what Captain does, the white man went over there and convinced them to sell their own people. The white man numbered the black man. It's the same. The white, you can't say that, man. They DNA only go back 7,000 years. We was wearing diamond chains 12,000 years ago. We've been wearing diamond chains 3,000 BC. 3,000 years before diamonds were done. This is what I saw. This is what my grandma's my life. This is how diamonds is with diamond days. The diamond is nothing. It's like one company in the world bought all of that. Listen to me, gang. One company bought 80% of the diamonds, right? 80% of the diamonds, man. The diamonds were not good. They was not nothing. It was a piece of dirt. One company bought them all. Well, then they inflated them. They inflated them and made everybody think they eye expensive when they wasn't worth shit. Right? Now, gold, yes. Gold was the most valuable thing. Yes, we were gold, but diamonds, no. Diamonds is tripping. A white man replaced gold. And they want to get crazy. Gold. Yeah, Waveling came at that time. When the Waveling didn't get no guy diamonds off forever. One that said diamonds off forever, there was a market trick that tricked the world and made everybody think that diamonds was the money. The whole time, the gold was the money. Why is real? Why is this? Because what is gold? Gold is a superconductor. Yeah. All of the gold always had a special place. 100%. Yeah, you know, back in our homeland, while I travel around, you see people, they got gold dust on their skin. Like, it's in our genetics to want to stand out and look good, bro. But I went to a village where they use urine to dye the color of their hair. I ain't going there. To put designs in their hair. When I was in jail, it's true story. When I was in jail, I was saying, like, this ain't, I don't know. Wait, I just want to put this out. We are not these motherfuckers that put our hands on the cow pit. It's still a difference. But I did repeat. When I was in jail, man. Then they did repeat. When I was in jail, I was in 72, right? The whole time I was sick, right? I was sick for a long time. And I couldn't get better. And I realized that it was a healing process in my youth, right? So I started peeing. I started peeing in my food and eating it, and I got better. It's true. Because, listen, I could not go to that. Man, it takes too much to kill you. But at the same time, I'm going to say something, right? Just real right. My grandma from the South, if you had acne on your face, my grandma would take baby piss and actually rub it on your face. I'm gonna join you on the crazy shit, right? Now look, that grandmother had cells in it. Yeah, my grandmother used to say, and I don't think she was crazy. That she never put the piss on my face. So my grandma used to take the baby piss, and she would rub it. If you had an acne problem, then my grandma would have her own remedy for everything. She would take that baby piss. So I don't know about his piss curing nothing, but It's not what big shit. Because my kids goes me bad for you, right? It's toxic for you.
And you can admit that drinking too much would be damaging.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'll see. I heard about this. I was a bodyguard for a boxer at Robert Easter, and some of the Mexican fighters in there, they wouldn't drink Gatorade. They would drink their piss to replenish what they lost. But some of them began to get like kidney failure if they drink too much.
That's called toxic waste.
Yeah.
But it's just like selling. It's selling like that.
Once your body is it's no more need for you to
reinvest. White people. A little bit at a time, so he's talking about, right, this is the radiation I'm talking about. Where's radiation? That's what I'm talking about. But the radiation of the sun only fucks up. And you ever see what the radiation of everybody goes. When you get a chance, they had a vitamin test, right? Where they had this camera, I read them. No, they all good. Yeah, just how you know. But they had this fucking violet test where they had this camera that would emit the violet to emulate the violet rays that come from the sun. And every white person that walked in front of it, their skin was blacker than the motherfucking hair. But every black person that walked in front of it, their skin was beautiful. Because our melanin, our makeup is different. Our DNA is different. It's only different. When y'all talk about the reptilians, it's only different to white people. It's only different.
No. We just saying right now, I'm going to say something. Declassified documents came out in the UFO file saying the FBI, CIA were tracking reptilian bloodlines to oligarch families like Rockefeller, the royal family in Britain, tracking those families.
Or if you have to track,
because their DNA has
Nations Rothschild.
Now their DNA has basically
you got alien DNA in you. You know when you was in school and rising up, they took your DNA, they took your blood because you have natural abilities inside of you, right? That a lot of people don't understand, right? Because you, like he said, you not only have a lot of abilities, but you're a creator of a lot of things you don't even know you create. Right? That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm saying shit for real, bro. Yeah, we hope you special, right? I'm gonna get real. Everything is special in the whole.
Yeah, some groups I wanted to say.
What you gonna do? You want to jump in and you? Or I'm waiting for you to take your pause. You ready to take your break? You ain't just talking everything.
Certain groups I wanted to say. Go look at everybody watching this. Go look at G17 CIA officer John Ramirez PowerPoint presentation. Some groups I wanted to say he'll get no more X-Files than that. He ran the CIA X-Files program.
Now, what we're talking about right now, these different practices and these values that we were taught, they would spiritually build us up throughout our cultures. Right. Who benefits for disrupting our practices to tell us that they're good or evil, or they're disgusting, or that we should be outcasts?
Vampires.
Yeah, that's why we say the white man is the devil. That's who it is. That would be to tell the truth.
It goes back to the same motherfucker.
We're doing vampires, devils, reptilians, the white man. Okay, go ahead. It don't matter. They don't blame it. Everybody goes, you want to know who's disrupting it? That's the white man. Tell me it's right. Tell me it's right. I'm going to say you're right. Everybody going to fight the blame, right? You know what I'm saying? Everything happens from one reason. They got choices, right? People make choices, right? Them choices that you make bring certain realities to this world. I'm saying, everybody, I'm saying, this world is controlled by your mouth. So everybody here is watching this and saying, I can't stand my life. I can't stand this shit. I can't stand this shit. Fuck this shit. You are writing your own life with your mouth. I agree. Write your mouth, right? So if you want to change your life, you simply change your mouth. Right? But a lot of people don't do that, right? So that's what I'm saying. So you are controlling. How people going to give credit or say that outside influence can they provide the influence you have to make? Them are the noise. That's the noise. Yeah, there you go. When you don't listen to the noise and do what you try to do, then there's nothing that can stop you, right? But if you listen to the noise, it's your fault, right? Listen, the tricks are gonna trick you. Right? Listen, I go in the hood all the time. I ride past the prostitute shit. I don't fuck. I don't get the bitch. My bitch still get hard. But I don't get her. I'm good. No, for real. Listen, but it's my choice. I can choose to get out and fuck her. I can choose not to. That becomes a choice. I'm glad you chose not to. Yeah, I can tell you that. You know, it becomes a choice. Everything in life becomes a choice. So even if you do have a choice, what there's laws that are built against you. There's a lot of laws for women in this country that restrict them from making choices of being as strong as you. It's a choice to follow. I don't pay Absolutely. We'll talk about the unfair wages. We'll also talk about abortion rights. They got 19 bodies. The black woman is at a monetary level. Why you say black? Because that's why I told you, white and the Chinese all white women. Oh, you ain't even do that. You ain't even do that to white church women. Women are all divided. What do women feel? What do white you ain't fine with watching this ain't mine. You just said that you don't take claim over anything, and now you just said that every woman is mine. Because I am just one. I am the one. I'm a woman and man. Like that. He's like, don't cut none of this. I'm saying he's woman off the neck if you want. We intertwined. We're the same. I mean, not the same. I'm the same. But we're the same. We're the same. When he said that gay and straight, this is going to be a funny episode. He said gay and straight was the same. It is the same. No, it's not. Please elaborate how it's the same. Let's talk about the same. It can be the same. Everybody, a lot of gay dudes, the thought itself. Did you know that? They say what they say. Think about that. Nobody on earth. No, let's keep it real. Nobody on earth is responsible for their thoughts. Nobody on earth can create a thought. Nobody out of control. I hear you. Come on. We all cooking. Nobody on earth can create thought. Right? Nobody can. Thoughts just come in your head, right? When you choose to act on a thought, then that thought comes to reality. That's all I'm saying. Thoughts just come in, they come out, they come in, they come out, they come in, they come out. Right? Everybody got the same 24 hours in a day. Everybody got the same everything. No one is different. If I take a homosexual man, put him right here, and a heterosexual man, put him right here, put them both butt naked, how you gonna tell the difference? Females. They are the same. So, right? Right? The difference comes in choices. No, it's perception. Look at the spirit. Let's look at your there's a spirit. Why you all so serious, gang? Because all spirit. I mean, let me tell you how. You said we all got two. I agree with you. When this started, right? When this first started, you said we got two. Right. We got our flesh, we got our spirit. The flesh is one way. Right. So you take them same two men, you said they're naked, you don't know the difference. You don't know the difference maybe fleshly because we all got chest, arms, face, etc. But the spirit that's attached to the factual and to the homosexual is going to look different than the spirit. You can see it. If you're not in words, you can see it. You can see it. Right? I said you can see it. Right? You can't see it. And then you're going to get fucked by the homosexual. I'm saying. I'm talking to Fifi, right? He told me. He said he hate when you put these spiritual goggles on. When you put them on magic glasses, these magic glasses, you can end up going cuckoo for cocoa. When you're not ready, right? You're not ready. Right. But once you put them on, you can never take them off. That's right. The only thing about the word is because we see everything before it happens. Motherfuckers that talk to me, I can feel they get it before they say it. Right? Because I'm completely aware of what's going on. Right. One thing about being aware, we can see the future. Right? Because I understand people have to say before you say it. That's why the end, like he said, if they walk in the room, you put 2 men in front of me, but I can tell that. I don't know. They should go to tell me. I'm watching. Did you know this? Did you know all rainbow people? Did you heard my man rainbow? The only color is this, is not a rainbow. Only color is this right now rainbow. And everything right now is made of rainbow colors. So we all rainbow. So that's like the several different colors of the Christian. All things rainbow. So we all rainbow. These separate colors. No, we all rainbow. Everybody, you don't want to be rainbow. And you want to say gay. And when I say we ain't damn rainbow, that's all I'm saying. You're wrong. So let me ask you as far as the gay, we straight up every second. That's right. Shit. I'm going to say that you can understand awareness. Hello. Yes. You know awareness and what's going on around you, and that you're also spiritually connected. Do you feel that you have a responsibility to look out to help uplift these women that are strong in today's society? How do you feel? I think that remind me because like Big Daddy Kane has a song. How the feelings are different, or it's like your obligation. Big Daddy Kane better than what's obligation? Listen, I don't just like obligation. I like sweet. I'm never gonna say only one sacrifice. I don't live life with obligation. I'm never gonna say what I will or won't do, right? Because that kind of like holding to something, right? Because that moment gonna determine what should happen. When it comes to women, I say this, and I'm gonna reference something that everybody knows. Not to say that I believe this, but say that it's good for this reference. Last will be first, and first will be last, right? And I think that everybody will have a chance to live both sides of the life if you gonna live this life right. Because I believe without being poor, you can't understand rich. I believe without being that, then you won't understand. You have both sides. Because without rich, there is no poor. Without pain, there is no happiness. It's like a flip of a coin. They come with each other. The only thing that don't come with each other is peace. So I think that once the women find peace with who they are, then things will get better. But I think now women are too obsessed with pleasing a man. Because when it comes to women, they want to please men. They want to look good for men. They want to do this for men. They want to say they got good wet pussy for men because they don't know what men want. We don't tell them what we want. We tell them what we like. We like pussy. But women can't figure out what they want because they don't know. They not aware enough, right? No, they not aware enough because they are too aware of what they look like. They too busy worried about the out. But all men that watch this, even the dumbest man, use this. We use this like a motherfucker. We can help you use this. And women, they can help you use their emotions. So this was kind of like the problem why we put them together and everything good. So, okay, Cap, you already take on that.
Say when I take one. It's my responsibility. You feel like there's an obligation if you have this awareness and you're still connected, right? Men and women to help out there and something. Let me tell you something. Black men are the only ones that can fix this black woman. This woman is a monster.
To make the black man do everything.
You damn right. Like, what's can't do? Well, tell me what black men can't do.
Get a job. Black man can't. A black man can't get a job.
A black man without a job can still fix a woman. See, that black man's mind, because a job has nothing to do with intelligence. Their favorite cat.
If you have, let me cook now.
There's a lot of niggas that got jobs that's not intelligent. Even the Bible will tell you that a man's wisdom comes by his leisure, not by his work. If he's working 8 to 10 hours a day, he has no time to gain wisdom. So we can't use a job as a litmus test to correct the black woman. You see, the black woman, this bitch has been running loose. Since the 70s, she has been taught she does not need a man. Since the 70s, she has not had a father. So she has never had nobody to tell her what to do. So when you come and give her genuine love and say, babe, I don't think you should wear that dress that high. When you go out there, they're going to attack you. Because a father never told her not to dress right, she thinks he's controlling her. And here's the crazy part what women don't think, but women don't understand. Women will give all the pussy and head in the world to a man, but when he says don't dress a certain way, she will say you don't own me. He don't. When he done humbled her, is the only way that any man should ever humble her. And that's her fucking body. Listen, if you give that body to a man, give that mind to a man, let that man protect you and guide you. So is it my responsibility? Hell yeah, because if we don't protect our women, who will? Nobody. The white man, let me tell you something. The white man, African Asian, but I'm focused on the white man. You know how much the white man protects his woman? As male chauvinistic as they say Donald Trump is, go do research. Them white bitches love voting for Donald Trump to be president. Because as chauvinistic as he is, he's protection. What we think is that we got to let the woman lead. The woman got some intuition. That bitch ain't got no intuition unless he's telling you that you got another bitch on the side. Hell no. Let me finish. I'm cooking. They just don't let you just let a woman know. Let me tell you the problem. Let me just tell you the problem. The minute you say that black woman got to be corrected, it's always somebody saying, you can't correct her. Yes, you can. Correct her for what? She always white. I know a ton of women that live as lesbians. I know a ton of women that live as kicking their man out of the house, put them on child support, and we've come and corrected them, take them off of child support. They done gave up lesbianism. That father is back in the house, and we restored those homes. You know what they said? Thank you, Cap. Thank you for showing me how much of a monster I was, because I was raised in a culture where this is okay. Reverse it. When we say the same thing about sons, if I say black men stop having generational gains, however I correct them, that's okay. Because it's a man. For women, we think we gotta tiptoe and talk to him this kind of way. That bitch been talked to nicely enough. She now need to be told, shut the fuck up. You can't wear this. You can't go here. She's like a woman at an apartment. You know, a public park bench, everybody sits on it? That's the black woman. She's a public park bench that everybody can sit on. When I want the black woman to be, I want her to be exclusive. I want you to have to sit, go through a jungle, go through anything, go through trials and tribulations before you can even talk to that black woman. That's how valuable she is to me. So I'm not speaking from a demeaning position. I want to put her in her position. I want to put her on a pedestal that is not abusive. The ones that want her to be God and doing another shit, they just want to. Every time something is good to you, right? Every time something is real good, you want to hold on to it, right? When it's real good, you want to take possession of it. Green light, right? Pussy becomes so good that men now want to possess it, right? They want to possess it and control it. Listen, women have been treated unfairly, right? It's a unjust thing, right? Because they have been treated unjustly by nothing but the men, right? I'm gonna say this. Back in the days, they had sex changes. Because the woman's vagina is a natural healer, right? It can heal a man. It can uplift a man. I mean, your spiritual level, right? That's because they've been polluted.
So I got the hot button.
That's because now,
Change your life forever.
now the woman has been polluted, right? But before pollution, the woman's vagina was healing for the man, right? And they had sex that would go in and women used to just have sex with high vibrational men, right? And raise their vibrational levels, right? And sex was just a thing. Now people come to attach to sex, right? Relationships now is all about sex. The sex become like, you got to have it with me. You can't be free with your body. That's her body. What she chooses to do with her body is her choice. Listen, I love a woman. There's one thing about love, I love you even if you don't love me. Listen, I don't require you to love me for me to love you, right? Listen, I'm saying this. A life itself and woman itself is kind of like to say they both are people, right? So I'm saying this. A lot of them do feel the need that they need to teach you all because a lot of women are out of line. But I believe this. Only thing that can teach anybody is talent. It's talent. It's pressure, right? It's teach. It teach. A good woman, you are a grown nigga. She learns from that, right? Because you cannot give a man that's for your wife. She ain't gonna learn from that, right? She gonna learn from having a joke to nigga that won't live like his mama. That's what I'm saying. All these niggas is crazy. These niggas like, I wanna bitch like my mama. Nigga, you wanna fuck your mama?
That's wild.
Do you wanna fuck your mama?
I agree with that.
That was you telling me?
It's called an Oedipus comeback.
So when it comes to that, I'm gonna say this. I love her. I love kids. But I'll protect Nika.
There you go. So he's having
What?
there you go.
Wait, what's your thoughts on that? You say you don't protect Jesus. That's what they felt. That's what they learn. See, that's the thing, though. Like being a human, this is why, you know, when you look at Mormonism, the Mormons believe us as black people are 50% animal, right? But here's the thing. Us as humans, we are the only species who babies, when they come out, don't walk right away. Can't run right away. So that goes to show that something happens. You feel me? In the Bible it says we were made in the image of the prime creator. That's why you still say we used to walk right away.
No.
So that's the thing. So like, if you bring a baby into this world and you don't protect it, it's gonna die.
Right.
And that goes to show that you're a person with no soul.
I'm not saying that don't protect it like that. You understand that protect it is different. Here's my thing, right? If a child that I got trip over there and fall, I'm not gonna rush to pick it.
He can learn from like trying to
That's what I'm saying.
problems in life.
I'm saying that a child to learn ability should come from awareness, not from being control. Got a thought. Right now, if a child is born in my household or his household, right? Listen to this. If a child is born in his household, it's automatically Hebrew Israelite. It don't have a choice. Because it grew up in his household. It don't have a choice. That's his geography. Exactly. It's listening to or what God picked. This is what I'm saying. Your choice.
But if any other guy, he gonna say this is not my children.
Your choice becomes limited to your environment.
That's why I say geography plays a role.
So when you get outside your environment, if you don't keep a closed mind, you can then start putting things together.
Can you transcend your environment without changing your geography?
Exactly. I did it. You did it. We did it. So it's a thing of being aware. Listen, we know everybody is watching this. 99.9% of the people that's watching this will never understand what the fuck we say. They can't get it, right? And no matter what we say, they still won't get it because they're being controlled, right? But for this moment,
then you got to be able to.
For this moment, right here, right now, so right, let's spark them if we can.
So
that's what's good about the three of us putting together.
For sure, absolutely. So I'm gonna ask you about it. The Catholic prayer is Holy Mary, Mother of God,
and be gay.
Pray for us sinners from now to the hour of our death. Amen. What you think about that?
And be gay.
Now look. I don't understand why they will tell men that are fathers and the sons of the convent to have sex. That goes against boys. And that goes against the natural process of our anatomy. So it's almost as if there's some type of demonic underlying
reptilians.
Listen, I talked about it. So listen, I'm going right into y'all. Y'all didn't think I was going right in with this shit. I knew you say X5 what you say, just think about that. They don't want you to procreate, but they want to have sex with each other. Ridiculous. That's reptilian. That's demonic. Cannibalism. That's a kind of experience of destruction. Reptile because enjoyment to them is not the procreation of a family. Enjoyment to them is stopping the family, but still getting my demonic pleasure by destroying the soul of kids. When you do that to children, the demon on you has to take an innocent soul. That's what it's about. It's not even out there pleasure, because they're not getting pleasure in the act of what they're doing to the boys. They're getting pleasure in taking the innocency, taking that spirit. That's what a demon wants. That's exactly what a demon needs. Yeah, a demon needs to destroy it. It's not a physical thing. It's not physical at all. It's all spiritual. So I want to ask you that for reptilians, is that right? Yeah. For these reptilians, how do they influence women and children to make sure they guarantee this agenda? This agenda. How do they influence? Yeah. Women, when I was coming up, man, we watch TV shows, G.I. Joe, He-Man, She-Ra, Thundercats. Gender is okay. Yeah, I love it. It goes back to, you know what's crazy? Thundercats was colonizers. Think about that. Thundercats, they homeland got destroyed. They traveled to the third earth. Mum-Ra is in there, and he's living with the elements. So I was like, oh, more here, like, yeah. So Mum-Ra is there, he's with the elements. He would come on the premises. That's crazy. And then what the lion going on there? They fast land on there. They will go to war with Mum-Ra, destroy the burgers. Let's go even further. You said out of reptilians and say women and kids. Look in the Bible. Who allegedly told Eve to bite the apple? The serpent, which is a man. Which lets you know that's a slave. Let me go to something else, man. Let me go to something. This is going to be another good thing, but I want everybody to do critical things, right? In the garden, right? The thing that happened, right? They said that Eve talked to wisdom, correct? The wisdom, the big loud man. This apple got wisdom, right? Yeah, also from the tree now. But wisdom, right? Wisdom is Sophia, right? Sophia is divine energy I'm always talking about, right? So what happened in that garden was that woman told another woman what was actually going on. That woman told man, and man was then punished. I died, and woman was punished. I died at the same time. These are narcissism business. I mean, these are the two. But if I take Sophia out, I'm gonna take Sophia out, replace her with a man. But what I am going to show you, because the serpent was a man, like it wasn't just Adam and Eve, it was other men. But that's why women can't be in charge. And that's why. That was a good thing. No, it's not. It was wisdom. How was wisdom bad? How was getting the knowledge of good and evil bad? How was that bad? I'll tell you why.
Because before Adam listened to that woman, we didn't have the knowledge of evil.
We need the knowledge of it.
You don't. The knowledge of evil is the punishment. What came with the punishments of God. When you talk about knowledge, it's about information. There's always information. Right. So when they disobeyed God, got kicked out the garden, had 11 inches veil, had to submit. That's the evil that they learned. But they weren't supposed to learn that.
But how could you disobey something you didn't know? If I didn't know something was wrong, how could I say something was wrong?
I've never smoked crack, but I know it's wrong because I've seen everybody else do it. Hold up. So Adam and Eve, hold up.
The knowledge of good and evil. So if I didn't take the tree, I should have allowed the good evil to exist.
I'm gonna tell you, a lot of girls in Vegas smoke crack, so be careful.
Let me read your whole time.
Because when you talk about the tree, even the tree that knowledge of good and evil is what you're observing around you. And so Adam and Eve and their tribe, observing the other nations and how they living around them, we was not supposed to learn how evil. Let me finish. We're not supposed to learn how evil it is to live like them. Homosexuality, that's a white man shit. We were supposed to learn how evil it is to live like them. So when Adam listened to his woman, we inherited the evil. If Adam wouldn't have listened to his woman, he said, well, now that I heard, he said, I'm not this. Go ahead. Listen to this. You'll agree with this, right? That when they bit the apple or got with the snake, and then whatever happened, that was when they got the knowledge of good and evil. Before then, they didn't have the knowledge of good and evil. What is that? Hold up. And that was enough. No, they had the knowledge of good. Let's see. Before then, they didn't have the knowledge of good and evil. They didn't know what good and evil was beforehand. So, if I didn't have the knowledge of good and evil, how can I then decide? I can't have a choice. There is no choice. There's only a choice when I have knowledge of both. So that's what I'm going to say. And I want to say to everybody watching, like, we have scorned the women for so long. We have said that was wrong for so long, but that was the right thing to do. Because, I'm saying this, if you look up, a lot of people saying this, I'm not a Gnostic. A lot of people want to say I'm a Gnostic, I'm not a Gnostic. The Gnosticism, right, does have some information that was taken from the scrolls. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Right? And in these documents, it's crazy that exactly what I'm saying is in it. Right? So, I'm gonna say this. We always want to talk about creation. But we always talk about one creation. It was many creations. It was so many creations, we lost count. Right? The Big Bang Theory. Creation. Every time they did, they found a new earth. Right? In the water right now, so many worlds inside worlds. So what I'm saying is this. The knowledge that is right here between us three. Now I got the least. I'm saying this. I'm probably the only person that sits on this panel that don't deserve to be here. I never really studied. I haven't read a book. I don't have the time to understand what they're saying until after it's over. But no, I'm serious. But I can say this. Right here, this is enough information to save a nation. For everybody watching this, I'm going to say take it and say yourself. And I got to know what you want to know.
You know, it's interesting what you brought up. This is our spiritual truth. No matter where they come from, no matter how we exchange that knowledge, it's something that
why don't sit here when we know where it come from? We call me stupid.
I'm just saying, you just said you don't read and you didn't study.
I didn't. Why you highlight that? Everybody know I don't read. Everybody knows I don't read. It hurt my eyes.
The words in your eyes?
The little tiny word. I'll take this. The worst thing they ever did was teach kids to read.
Oh, Lord. So, you're still...
Well, why don't kids read? Motherfucker read before they got her. They teach motherfucker read. Motherfucker surviving. Well, they motherfucker read. Exactly. Because motherfucker living on frequency engine. I walk in the room. I understand. That know what the fuck do. Nigga, read is after being fucking controlled. But I'm saying everybody watching. I'm not saying throw away the fucking books. Because when you're wrong, do what the wrongs do. I'm saying this. First learn how to read, then learn how to live without reading. Read people. Don't read words. That's what I'm saying.
So this is how you're able to know the difference whenever there's a story that's a co-op or something that's being told to you that's a lie, because you already know what
You never know the difference. Right? The acting of the difference you find out in that moment. You never even choose and try to know the difference. Listen, I'm saying this. I never say a nigga real nigga, nigga fake nigga. I'm gonna say he either when that moment comes. Right? Listen, because the moment I say you a real nigga, you a fake shit, I gotta take that back. I'm never gonna say that. Listen, I'll tell you right now. I don't know what the fuck I am. You find out what the fuck I am and measure it up on Sunday.
Who the fuck I am? Because who the fuck I am? Who the fuck I am? Fuck. Don't you sound like Scandal? Fuck.
Because the next one, I could be back for correct.
that you so correct. You can't take that away because it's the truth. But what do you do when you have secret societies that are putting an influence on you? How do you know the difference?
I'm part of secret society. I'm Mason. I'm a Illuminati. I'm part of this.
You don't need a secret
society. I'm part of the secret society because I understand that Illuminati mean enlightened. I understand that everything is wrong, frequency and vibrations and shit like that. But listen, I'm gonna say this.
It can be a secret society if you know it.
I have not became a master of anything.
I know a lot of crackheads would do anything though. Fix a car, fix a porch, for seeds, for loans. I see a crackhead climb a gutter.
You have to do it right now.
I believe you should.
You'll take me back to that. I don't listen. I'm saying one thing.
I seen a crackhead take a TV off the second floor through the window.
Man, I'm not a crackhead. I'm not a crackhead.
Have you endorsed some crack?
I smoked it. And it was good. Listen, crack was good. Listen, crack used to be real good. Right? Everybody smoked crack. Crack became bad when they put the baking soda in. Because it either worked because it was cocaine before. Whatever that baking soda in it, that's what it went back.
So I wanted to ask you guys the same question for these secret societies that are influencing us. How do you know the difference spiritually?
Well, I'm saying that
I've infiltrated
a secret society,
one of the 9 angels, the satanic temple out here in Vegas, who have a satanic program in the local high schools. I'm trying to get that put in. I've been to the meetings of the Sky Zone. You feel me? They teach something very, very perilous, I think. And that is the lack of accountability, is that the devil's side was not heard. And that's their angle. You didn't get to hear Satan's side.
we did.
And that's the angle. But they're speaking on it as if Baal and Moloch are the same guy.
But if you take God, you gotta take the devil, because in the Bible,
they call Moses for a born star.
If you take that religion, you gotta take the fact that God and the devil is the same in that book. Because in that book, God killed the devil killed nobody, right? In that book, right? God and the devil gotta be the same. Nobody say I don't want to take on the God. I take on the Creator that's bigger than the God. So like when you take on the God,
what would you give a day to the Creator?
The monad. Right? I tried to know what the monad last time. He didn't want to listen. Right? Because if the Hebrew is what they don't want to listen, I'm Hebrew Israelite too. I'm Hebrew Israelite too. Yeah, like I'm not Hebrew too. Everything you say. But the monad was the only thing that you could actually say to pronounce what we like to call God, because we like to call God like a human. Right? The monad energy and frequency is kind of like everything. It's like the universe. Right? Everything exists.
Check this out. So like this is from the Satanic Temple. When you sign up, you get their newsletter. You come out to the meetings. And you feel me?
Let's just say shop sleep.
That's what they say. Hello, Satan. And they say hell has to not.
But I'm telling you, if you Satan and the devil, God and the devil, if you choose that path, they all the same.
I'm free your mind. All the killing is done by God.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's Satan in the spirit.
You gotta think that
Satan don't rebel against God. The angels say. These terminologies, when y'all talk about Illuminati and secret societies, that's bullshit. That's the distraction. The distraction is you join this satanic cult.
Then they can say, why is that?
While you join that satanic cult, on Netflix, they put the children's with LGBTQ so they can learn that. In the movie, they got the homosexuality in space. So while you looking at for the secret society,
open society is fucking you up. The open society, the open world, this is Grand Theft Auto. It's GTA, the open world, the open world is the one fucking you up. The open world is when they get the drugs, LGBTQ, feminists, all the black holes, everything was fucked up in the open world, but they think you gotta go into some secret society to get access to what? Where did you get more access to it in this secret society that you don't already have access to? The only thing you can get is more of it. I got you that. I got you real quick. Because you're in it, right? The secret society is supposed to be this, like you were saying, access to the second body. Access to the body inside. But I'm going to say right there, enlightenment, right? So you can understand how to control this reality we're using your mind. The thing that we lack in our community is emotional intelligence. Right? A lot of people watching this, they don't understand what emotional intelligence is. They haven't been talking to schools. They don't understand. We've been taught to go how we feel, do what you feel, say what you feel. But we should never go where we feel. We should go with logic, right? But we haven't been taught to use that side because a lot of people watching this, they don't understand this. If you're under 25, the logical part of your brain ain't even turned on yet. So you can't make a logical decision. This is more than science, right? So a lot of people watching this, I'm gonna say this real good. I'm gonna say this real loud and bullshit. A lot of women, even if they 50, 60, their logical part never turned on. It's true. Damn. He's saying what I said. But they have something else. But they have something else, right? That don't need logic and don't define logic, right? And what they have is something like this, right? If I sit here and tell you that logic and the creator don't go together, you can't define the creator with logic. So the creator is above logic. Logic can be explained, and the creator is different. It can't be explained, right? And it shouldn't be attempted to be explained. What you can explain logically, I believe there's a few people that can do that better than me, right? Because when it comes to logical explaining, I'm just gonna wait for that moment and decide. But when it comes to people that have read and studied and understand Marvel shit, you got this nigga Heard that can hunt Bigfoot, and you got another nigga Heard that can train a bitch, right? That's a bar. Them skills. That's a bar. The skills, right? I don't have the skills, right? Them skills I don't possess, right? But I do possess something, and that's what. I do what you do as well. I'll tell you now. You're wise. You getting something that you possess, and this is the X-Files show, right? Correct. So I'm gonna show you how the Bible, what I believe was the X-Files. You said you talking about the second body, right? In John the 3rd chapter, Christ told Nicodemus, "You must be born again." Being born again is how I got my second body. So that second body that y'all talking about, that's how y'all know me from my second body. My first body, his name was Tyree Gas. Tell us about him. Y'all don't know that. Tell us about that nigga. That nigga was a savage. That nigga did all kind of shit. And then I was born. He was the one I knew that before it was right. He was cocaine. He knew all about that word. So he knew about that word. And then I was born again into my second body. So that's how you're married. And like the first time we met, like the first time we sat down, right, I became his translator. So he say all the shit and then I translate it. So I'm using that when he says the second body to show you how the Bible marries with what he's saying. So being born again in my second body, that's how I know Big Homie. That's how I know 6'7". That's how I know. That's why I'm able to travel. So when he say I'm not me, I'm not me. Now would go even crazy. They might think I'm crazy, but if you can understand for what he was saying, earlier he said we are not each other. I'm not your body. So I'm not Tyree. I'm Cesario. So even though I'm in the body that Tyree once owned, now Cesario owns that body. And now that body goes over here, that body goes over here, that body goes over here. So wake up bitches, like he said. To wake up brothers, like he said. It don't matter where that body goes. Yeah, we're going to give you a props to. Don't give you a props to. So when he said he doesn't have the gift that Big Homie has, the gift that I have, he's supposed to. Correct. Because it's supposed to be 3 different gifts that could work cohesively. Because without him, it wouldn't be him sitting here with me. So without him. So just to show you how it marries all together. And that's why without me, it won't be no hope for a bitch. I'll keep it real. You're talking about how it appears yourself. That also goes hand in hand, like divine femininity and sacred masculinity, which I believe that everybody possesses. Right. Now, I want to ask, is there something wrong with showing your masculinity?
Listen, I'm saying it's not wrong with it. Because if you a masculine man, I believe that should be your outward experience at all times. I believe your feminine side should not be displayed to the world. It should be done through your choices that you make. Right? It's not nothing that you wear on the outside. It's not so like homosexual. Right? It's something that you possess because you have the ability to love. Right? You have the ability to have passion. And the ability to mix that with logic. Right? Because like if you just all female, then that's bad. If you just all masculine, then that's bad. But both align with a bridge creates a perfect union. And I'm talking about the perfect union because, again, like I said, it's not called the brain or my brain for a reason. My brain meaning it's a possession. It's a tool. It's a tool that I use. And the perfect way to use that tool is to use both sides of it. And both sides of it is the left and the right. It's the masculine and the feminine. It's like both sides of your body. When you connect them both, while you see I was connecting my body like this, connecting my hands, and connecting my toes, and connecting my body, I'm connecting both sides of my body. If you breathe, did you know this? Everybody watching, did you know right now you got two nostrils, you only breathe through one at a time? And did you know this? A lot of people that don't think logical or don't breathe, they breathe. I'm for real. You gotta watch this. I'm for real to breathe through one at a time. I'm real. Listen, you don't listen. Everybody, you know they're gonna put this in the comments. They're gonna tell you that I'm not bullshit. I'm telling you the truth. I believe. If you go back, listen. If you go like this, like this, you said stick goes directly this side of your brain. And it's one side of your brain is for your creative side of your brain, the other side of your brain is for your logic side of your brain. The female uses the creative side of her brain, what we call as women intuition. Right? So right now, we all like that. Woman, intuition is always so negative. It's just a side of her brain. Because when they don't know how to use it, it's like this. Right now, we're all using this side of our brain to be creative. But we're doing something better than that because we are creating also with logic. We're using both. I mean, we're downloading the frequency. We're saying shit that we don't know, and we also saying shit that we do know logically. We're using both right now. So I'm saying it has nothing to do with being gay. It has something to do with energy. We're talking about him. No, I'm just saying. His first body, speak it out. I say master inside the brain. I'm not speaking of what everybody thinks. See, master is inside energy like that. See, human conception is male and female, gay and straight. I'm speaking energy, not human conception. A lot of niggas that right there. So we say when I say feminine energy and master energy, I'm speaking in the form of energy before it takes physical form. So a lot of people watching this, that's kind of like probably where y'all translate me at, because I'll be speaking of things in a spiritual sense. Right. Right. Talking about that divine energy that you're exactly. So, but when you speak on spiritual sense, it's always in line with the physical, but you got to be awoken to see it. They can see the connection, but you can't because you're stupid. Nobody can agree with you. No. Well, then I'm wrong. He's wrong here. If you feel like I gotta be wrong, I gotta be wrong. Big homie, you mentioned something right now. You said, why is it that female intuition is always negative? How do you from it? Yeah, because they can't help. No, listen, I'm telling you something, right? There was a lady named Tasia Howard. She was born into a cult, and she took a lot of tests. She was chloroformed. She had a baby in the house. They removed the baby somewhere inside the house. All kind of crazy things happened to her. Oftentimes, when I go on retrievals, there's often an enabler to the pedophile. And that enabler, 9 times out of 10, is a female person. Now, I asked this woman, I said, what were you thinking when you let this took place? You know what she said? My intuition. She said,
I was 13 when I was married. Why should I feel any sympathy for her? And then she told me her intuition told her that I was coming. Usually, if I show up, it's bad news for people because it's like, damn, you feel me? Like, why you doing this bullshit? And, dangerous people, especially men, really only respect danger. And I tell people this all the time. Like, a lot of times, ladies will think they can outsmart the danger because they are ladies. You don't have the physical strength to match up with your cunning. That's why it's smart to align yourself with wise, smart, strong men so that you can have a layer of protection for that time when you feel like, you know what, I'm going to settle some business today. But I always tell people in this world, if the world knows a woman's unaccounted for, they're going to do crazy shit to you.
Yeah. One thing about women into it, like this, I said, like, you ever seen, and people gotta understand this.
If they know ain't no killers coming with that black on, they know ain't no men showing up, they gonna do anything to you in this world.
Women intuition is just like, I knew a nigga in the hood, right? This nigga that I knew in the hood, he was always saying shit, he knew everything that happened, he knew exactly what happened. Then he started doing drugs. So them skills that became them hands. He kept doing it way too much. Like he didn't understand nothing. And less understanding with the woman because the woman can't take control of her physical body and like kind of align that information that she's getting, then it's gonna be crazy. But if she align her physical body and understand like get taught by this nigga, then that connection can become a good connection. And then she could be aligned perfectly with the creator. Right? But you gotta say women just outline. Like, if they get aligned correctly, then things will be better. But I'm saying that I don't believe that it should be fixed.
A lot of them openly practice witchcraft as well now. That they're learning from the internet. They got altars in their house. They got the...
You know, give you a wild question, a wild scenario of a woman you need realignment. It's a boxer, Clarissa Shields. She needs realignment. She just got banned from some management because she slapped a woman.
Oh, yeah. The promotion for the Ngannou fighter.
Now, she has a great man, Papoose. They have a great I enjoy their relationship. She doesn't diminish him at all. She gives him his props and he lets her go. So, the realignment she needs is to be taught when to act over the top and when not to act over the top. It's not that she's not great. I think she's like the best female fighter right now. She knocks everybody out. But that does not mean that she has to have that energy everywhere. So her realignment ain't major because she already reveres her husband, with him, stand by him in the whole nine. Papoose got to look at that and say, okay, don't act out of your element and teach her, don't let a woman get you to act out of your element. Because apparently the woman been talking about her for months or whatever. So Clarissa feels justified with the slap, but she don't see the danger in that if she don't control just that aspect, and everybody know they can trigger her and make her out of her character, there's going to be somebody she's going to be slapped. That the ramifications she's not going to recover from. Right. So that the man got to come in and just tweak that. So now that's not taking her power away. Because Papoose don't take her power away, but Pat got to say, "Hey, you was out of pocket with that one." And the reason I ain't even talk about before you go. I ain't even talk about publicly. We don't have to know whatever he said to her, but he got to pull her in and say that was too far, right? And then we start seeing a slight change in her. That's what it takes. That when we talk about fixing a woman, it's just to make her better. It's not to shut her down. And if Papoose was to do that and make her better, she's already at the top. Now she goes to the top. Right. And she continues to be that, and Papoose continue to be the cat in the bag. I agree, though. You said it doesn't need to be aligned properly, but I'm just saying that job is not something that a man stick on because that job is going to be a long and hard job. You're trying to get someone to use power within themselves. It's hard because
Clarissa had a documentary called T-Rex. This is somebody I know, I'm friends with, I follow a long time. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason I know you're right is, in her documentary, it showed her come up all through Olympic trials. She always wanted a man. Right. She went against her trainers. They said that they can't date. She went against all of that to make sure she had a man. Right. Now, that was a time where she was the leader of her family. She had a boxing event coming up. She was getting almost $400,000 advocate for this fight. She carried it on inside the press conference, and her brother and her family followed behind her, knocked out the rival trainer, put him in a coma. She's lost the whole event, everything. This is the second time something like this has happened. She put her hands on Alicia Baumgartner. She just never did that. Neither one of these times was her manager. So this is how I know that what you're saying is right. 100%.
Because if Pat was good, she wouldn't have done that.
No.
So she got to learn how to be like that when Pat is not there.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? For sure. And this is what I'm talking about. So everybody can understand. Because I love talking about Claressa Shields.
For sure.
Because Claressa Shields is the opposite of the typical woman.
100%.
Because she's the star. Pat is not the star like she is. It's not to dismiss Pat and his popularity, but it's not like Claressa. Right, but it's not like Claressa. And he's comfortable letting her be her. And most men are comfortable with a woman like that does not use their star power to make him be less of a man. So they don't do that. So they're the perfect harmony to me. So of a man and a woman that can play both of their roles, don't disrespect either one of their roles, but that's the slight tweaking Claressa needs. But Pat do got a type. You feel? Because he got the type. You can sit downstairs and see what that sound was. So way back at the world, you got to think about it. If you a female, you know you got hands right there. Right. You absolutely understand. She already emotional. Her uterus get ripped out every month. You catch her on the right day, she put hands, she gonna whoop the career. Yeah.
So that's why it takes the right man for the right situation.
Yeah, exactly. So
she can whoop the career, G.
So Cap was just discussing about how he likes to take women and help to align them to a better version of themselves, right? Or they can be. Their full potential. 100%. I want to dive deeper on that and ask you, what does a perfectly aligned woman look like? So a perfectly aligned woman is a woman, I would always put the Most High first. So that's always my belief. So the Most High has to come first. Because then you have made a point to say, it's not for us to understand, it's not for us to understand God's logic. You made that point, which I agree with. It's just a point to obey. So I don't have to figure out why he said to do what he said do. I just do it. That's logic. That's the first thing a woman has to have. A woman has to have the understanding. I don't need to understand his logic. I just need to obey it. Now, every woman, like the Bible says, if a man doesn't have a woman, he wanders up and down, wandering. That's why most men, if we don't have a woman, you're not complete. So this ain't even to diminish her power. That is a power. The Bible also says that without that, besides God, the woman is the most powerful thing on the planet, for sure. So I'm not even taking that away. When you think about that, Bible would tell you men steal for women. The Bible would tell you that when the king, as powerful as the king is, his woman smacks the crown off his head. You know what that nigga did? He laughed at it. Now you tell the truth. Now if you wait all the way to tell the truth. If a man was to smack his crown, he'd beat the shit out of it. Right. A man wouldn't even think to smack the king's crown. He's one of the captains. But that woman in her preeminence knows I can smack that nigga's crown because that's my man. For sure. Real talk. But now, in order for her to get there, she got to learn to respect that man. Listen to that man. Know her role, that as great as she is, her power comes from her man. When you said that if your enemy knows you don't have a man with you, sure, they know they can do anything they want to you, for sure. No matter how much money a woman has, no matter how much popularity, no matter what she has, without a man or the fence behind her, she doesn't have anything. And that's what she needs to understand. She has to understand her power is not in her vagina. Because I was a bodyguard for a lot of big names. That like, it's a lonely world for a female. You know what I'm saying? So there'll be a lot of times where I'm outside the room and I'm here crying and all kind of shit because all the relationship you have with me was temporary. Right. So even though she's favored to the floor and in that as well, everybody treat her like a host still. Yeah. It's hard to escape that. Yeah. So that is one of the paradoxes of that condition for sure. And one thing a woman has to understand when she decides to pick a man, she has to understand every man is a hunter. And every man has an agenda, even if he has the right agenda. Great. And women don't realize that. Women think they taking niggas down. You is not. You can't take a nigga. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Because he always want to say some shit good and he says some shit gonna throw you off.
Women are Medusa. Look at them, they take your soul. No, this is what I'm talking about. No, wait a minute. You don't even know what I was saying. I'm just keeping it there. Women can be Medusa, and women can stone a man, but they can't keep a man. It's just their pussy that they usually keep that man. Because you know what that man gonna know? What that man gonna know is, yes, this pussy is good, but if this pussy is good, there's more good pussy out there. A lot of words on it. You got the rolling boards while I'm every day. That woman, you just roll a beat to that nigga's soul. Chief. He knows it ain't too many. Okay, that's why the baddest, the flyest nigga on earth, and he with a woman, they're like, how did that woman get it? That woman spoke to his soul. That's why I want to tell you. And one last thing, what I wanted to say first, when a woman thinks she can take a man down, here's my advice, ladies. Let another man examine him. If you ain't got a father, let your uncle do it. If you ain't got an uncle, let your brother do it. Just bring them around like a party and let them have a conversation with them. Because your uncle, your father, your brother that cares for you, after they talk to that nigga, they gonna come and tell you everything about him that you don't see because you too busy looking at his physical or his monetary or anything. We see something you don't see. It's no different than when you bring your woman around here and say anything she don't see. Yeah, everything. Because you can't see that. It's so different than when a man is blinded by that woman's titties or that man is blinded by that woman's ass. And you bring around your female, whether it's your sister, whether it's your auntie, your mother, somebody that you trust. And they gonna tell you she hustling. Because you can't see that. Because you blinded. You got blinders on because you just want this relationship to work. Because you got all, you like, this homie said he got all those women, he see the boo-hoo and they crying. But I guarantee you they had a nigga that they thought was the one. Yeah, but they did. You can't see it in the store. Listen, you can't see them all. Listen, right now, if you get mad, the last part of your brain shut off. If you get too much full of love, the last part of your brain shut off. So people try to use love to communicate with women. You cannot use the language of women to communicate with women. You have to use violence. Because once I try to use what you possess, then I become a victim of that, right? I use violence when I deal with women. I use violence when I deal with kids, right? Because that will make sense, right? Love don't make sense. I thought you said you can't use violence to talk to. I said when I deal with them. I got a homegirl. Well, I deal with. She started talking to this dude. Why you always stop me when I talk? He was a light-skinned nigga. He's weird. He got curly hair. I don't like no light-skinned niggas. Listen. You always make sure but this light-skinned nigga was a nigga, though. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because she's obsessed with his green eyes and how he dressed. I'm like, gee, he kicking with all of my homies, and L is black as hell. So what this is? He don't have certain barriers. You look him up, he got 10 domestic violence charges. You see what I'm saying? He done been in jail for 2 attempts. All she sees is his green eyes. Yeah. I'm like, you need to pay closer attention to this man outside of what you. I know you call me horny ass nigga. You finna get the jab. And that's how I talk to my whole group, just like that. I don't sugarcoat down myself, just like that. Yeah, I was trying to finish the point, but it's like, if you are trying to do that, right? It's like sex, right? A lot of times, if you, like he said, you can't see certain things woman because you are blinded by the pleasures, right? You want sex. So a lot of times you don't listen to a woman talk. You don't know what she got to say. The only thing you care about is the pussy. A lot of times you ask a man right here what's the woman value other than sex, they don't know what to say. They don't know what to say. They don't know a value of a woman. Right? So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm talking to a lot of men that understand women at all. Right? I want some of it just to understand the woman. Right? Because listen, I'm going to say pussy is either poison or it's a blessing.
I do agree with that to an extent. I agree with that. But anyway, guys, I love y'all. I'm about to go live with Eagles Daddy Regals. And let's get it on. Okay? Let's get it on, honey. Period. So, yeah, we're going to get into this Whitney debacle, shame and a scandal of these hating-ass punks, freaks, and weirdos. All right. How y'all doing? And I'm looking for something, so. Eagles don't. Oh, he's doing his thing. Yeah, I'll have nothing to bring me up. Because I'm looking for something I was supposed to find. But yes, it's going down, honey. Oof. I wanna teach you. Eagles still going.
Herself,
Eagles Daddy Regals.
the legendary. I call her our queen of the night. The one who created one of these days. The greatest love of all. How will I know it hurts so bad? Heartbreak Hotel, I'll run to you, Miss Whitney Houston. So this live is going to be a pre-show before my premiere begins at 7:15, I believe it is. I'm going to take a break, probably take 2 30-minute breaks, and then we'll be back. And I'm going to bring up my guests so we can have a conversation. We'll be back shortly. For her to come out and tell, so that makes me believe that this is a money grab for her.
that Sean tried to make it seem like, man, him ain't talked about the motherfucking witnesses. I said, bro, we talked about the 50 witnesses. Yes, you did. But I sat back and told him, like, bro, I told you I got every number.
All right, before we fully get started, I need to know if you all can hear me. If you all can hear me clearly on tonight. If you can hear me, can you put a 1 in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Yeah. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. If you all can hear me clearly. Okay, I'm just going to assume that you all can hear me clearly because I haven't seen any movement in the chat. Okay, there's a 1. All right then. Let's get ready and get started. Tonight I have with me a guest who's not a stranger to the day. Before I do that, welcome. This is the Eagles Nest Podcast. Yes, it's the Eagles Nest Podcast. And I am your host, Mr. A. Williams, a.k.a. Eagles Soaring High. And I'm going to encourage you to hit the like button as you come in, as you go out. Hit the like button as you come in or go out. And if you will, like, comment, share, and subscribe to all of my channels. Eagles Soaring High Channel 1, Eagles Soaring High Channel 2, Fireside Chat with Eagles, and Purple Community Royal Priesthood. All right. Now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, my guest is not a stranger to the nest. She is definitely not a stranger to the house. And now, I believe that this person has had some encounter or had encountered Miss Whitney Houston. So I want to know the thoughts, her thoughts on Whitney, as well as other conversation. Oh, if you will, take the time to put in the comment section your favorite Whitney Houston song. Drop it in the comment section. All right, we're gonna get ready and get started. So we will welcome back to the show the legendary Lady Sparkle.
Hello. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? I am here. This might get emotional tonight. I'm not sure. I try to hold it together, but like I said, I would only do this most likely with Eagles Soaring High because of his, relationship with the Most High. Whoever you may deem that to be. And like I said, I believe the Most High is a woman. That's just my opinion, my thoughts. And I will say this. Let me just switch my phone. But like I said, your relationship, your anointing, your covering with God is what makes us, one of the things that makes us so kin and close together, kismet, as in with Whitney. People have said a lot about her, speculated drugs, this, that, and the third. And that's not necessarily true. And I know that personally because, like I said, I knew Whitney. But I love her realness. She was a down to earth angel. She's gonna tell you what she feels, tells you how she feels with no apology. And like I said, I think people need to start doing that more because whether it hurts or not, people can know where you're coming from. And you can have a conversation about it. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but this is what I feel. something to be ordered too. You know. So.
Now, what is your favorite? It can be a few. You can name a few. Name how many.
Yeah, it was a few because I mean, my God, the catalog. Yeah, the catalog was just insane. But as I put in the chat, greatest love of all was, because you gotta love yourself. You gotta, and I'm talking about the original version before they did all the rewriting and re-editing because a lot of stuff was re-edited, rewrote, But the original version. But like I said, people people just don't know, the life I live and the life I've lived, and it's just what it is. And let me say this for the record once again: I did not touch Whitney's body. I never been to California. Never have intentions of going to California because of the Tupac, excuse me, aka LaShawn and Christopher Wallace, aka Biggie thing. I don't have any desire to go to Vegas. Those are not places that I desire to go. Like I said on your show before, those are not because there's a lot that goes into it, and I don't want to start seeing stuff. I'm good. But like I said, these people, I hope they get backbones. I hope they get, because a lot of people, they gotta follow behind people. And hey, JP, they gotta follow behind people. That ain't me. I'm a leader. Okay, most lions and lionesses are leaders. Kings and queens of the jungle, as they say, because it is a jungle when it needs to be.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us some more about your favorite songs of hers.
Oh, A Run to You is another good one.
Yes.
I Will Always Love You, of course, the standard. Shout out to Dolly Parton.
Yes.
I Want to Dance with Somebody. How Will I Know? What's the other one? She did one with George Michael. I don't know if that's the one.
Yeah.
That one I'm thinking. Oh, If I Told You That. It's a few of them. It's a few. I'm Knocking, which was Robin. Shout out to Robin Crawford. That was her favorite too. I'm Knocking. My Name Is Not Susan, which is one of my relatives. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes. But like I said, I'm included in the musical family, a legacy, and that's why certain things I just don't do intentionally. Just like camera slips, everybody can make mistakes and will make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and until people learn that you're not God, okay, you'll never be on God's level. Until you learn that, the better off you'll be. We're all going to make mistakes, and that's what we're going to do. But to look over in somebody else's garden is like crazy, just like with Whitney. She cursed Wendy out because, you were very invasive, and we have a lot of your team. We know a lot of your team. So, if you're going to spill everybody else's, spill yours, because some of it, yours spilled out. Carla came back. Not all of it. Because there's a lot more I can go into, but I'm not, Yeah, but,
Go ahead.
Oh, gosh. And I was saying, people just need to stop judging people and stop assuming. Ask questions. If you don't get the answer you're looking for, then either it's not for you to know, or you just not. Why would you care about it? Some of these people get so invested. They try to act like they're professional investigators. They're this, that. Why do you need to know? It's called being nosy. And a lot of people are very nosy. And I'm not talking about, even in this instance, because I'm not talking about in this instance, you're just trying to, get one of the encounters. And I'm one of millions. Like I said, I'm no better than anybody. But you're not going to play with me regarding, I know that this lady was murdered and her daughter was murdered. And it is what it is. And like I said, this spawns into YouTube. People will do anything for $1. And it is what it is. Okay, say that, Eagles. Look, that Chicago came out. But like it is, they'll make it, and see, I'm not about to, like I said, I could have been sold. That's why I was so, not heartbroken, I was just disgusted, but not surprised about when, I would sell out for $5 or $10. I'm not an addict, first of all. and love to my survivors. But I don't sell out for anything. If anything, turn that mirror back on you. I don't sell out for anything. I don't need to. And if I was selling out, I could have been sold out years ago. Okay? I wouldn't even be on here. So, but people have their own hatred towards themselves. They have their own, insecurities, and you keep that with you. Go work that out with your God or whoever you choose, your therapist or your church pastor or whoever. Go work that out with your people. But like I said, and I gotta switch my phone because I need to because I want to get people into hear this. But like I said,
we're going to try to get to that your question.
Oh wow, yes, JP, yes, it was Ray J, yeah, Gay J. He had a lot to do with it. It was really more Pat Garland. But go ahead, you can yeah, because I don't want to get. I'll do it. So let me switch my phone, and I'm coming right back up. But go ahead, yeah, you can take a break or do what you. I'm gonna come right back up. Yeah, because these people got a lot going on, honey. Oh, I have to actually drop the link. Yes, JP, I'm going to get to it. And I hope that, thank you guys, and I hope that video comes back out. And I guess you guys can ask any questions once we finish with this. Oh. This is how we
I really loved her music and I really loved her music, and one of my favorite songs by her is "The Greatest Love of All."
Yes.
One of these days.
Oh yes.
One of those days is one of my favorites. There is another one that was on that album. I can't remember it right now, but I love the song "I'll Always Love You."
If I touch it,
and I thought the song just passed right out when she did the song "Boy." And I thought the Waiting to Exhale, the shoot passed right out when she did the song, just amazing. The Waiting to Exhale, the shoot song, absolutely just amazing. Of course, the Bodyguard. She's got a song called "On the Smooth Edge." Between that and hello, my favorite. Between that and "The Preacher's Wife," my God from glory. Don't let me go wrong, because we will be here all night with me naming every song. But she was absolutely a gift to the world. I want to ask you, Sparkle. You can unmute. Sparkle.
I want to you talk. Go ahead. I'm letting you this. Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to ask you, did her mother, Sissy Houston, give her the nickname Nippy? How did that
Nippy? Yes. Well, actually, it was her family, Michael and Gary. But she. She would always say that Nippy. Oh, it's so nippy out here. It's nippy, nippy, nippy. That's how she got that name, because she would always, it's nippy, it's cold, chilly, But she, she was a jewel, and she, a lot of the angels don't come a dime a dozen. They don't come a dime a dozen. And like I said, it's a joy to have her or to have had her, and know that you can have a lifetime of memories of music. Like I said, you be here all night, probably the next day, naming some of her greatest things, and she just did a lot in a short time, and that's what happens. Now, I see Forever Chosen is in the chat, JP, and he said, did Ray J and a YouTube accomplice, playing her demise? Yes, it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people that was involved. There were a few YouTube characters, because people want clout, they want attention. And like I said, some people are still getting paid. I don't know how many people that Pat Garland, because her name is not Pat Houston, Pat Garland paid
Whoa, hold on. Hold on. So you telling me that her last name is Garland? Pat
Garland, like Jimmy Garland, yes, the racist.
And not Houston.
Garland, like yes, and her original name is Garland. Okay.
Well, go ahead on now. Shut your mouth and keep on talking, girl.
Yes, but she's very insecure. How she was introduced to Whitney. She came as a group. They were looking for acts. I think Arista or J Records was looking for acts, and I can't remember if she was a solo or a group act. I think she might have been a two girl act, but I think the other person, I believe they fell out. I'm not exactly sure, but I think they fell out because Pat is very manipulative. She's very selfish, very controlling.
I heard that.
She wants the spotlight for herself, and a lot of people, this is how they are, and that's where your biggest downfall comes in. When you want the spotlight, and it's all about you and things of that nature. Let me get one of my brownies, from Domino's. Shout out to Domino's. This live is sponsored by Domino's, honey. They give you a fresh brownie too, honey. But yeah, and I got that Ninja Turtle pizza, that spinach and feta pizza. Yeah, it's like
don't do that.
Yeah, I was gonna get the Honolulu Hawaii pizza, but I said, shout out, I get that next time. But yeah, shout out to Domino's and shout out to Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, Little John, Papa John's, all of them.
We got all.
Yeah, I know. We definitely, speaking of pizza, we got to get to who got the best pizza. Put it in the chat, New York or Chicago. I think the way New York eats the pizza, but Chicago, baby, y'all are the home of the deep dish, honey. That's a deep. I ain't never seen a deep dish pizza like that. But and shout out to Roxy's Lady Loungers.
Yes.
Yes, and shout out to Princess House of the Only Princess. But yeah, back to Nippy. Yeah, it's like when people are selfish like that and people are greedy. Oh, I'm gonna take everything. I come in and everybody is saying, and shout out to Paperwork Party. Everybody's saying that Clive Davis had a lot to do with it, which he did. But he wasn't the only hands involved. Now, getting to Danielle, aka C Diddy, as y'all know, he's a clout chaser. That's why he runs around. Oh, I got so much this money, this, that, and the third. Yeah, you got a little bit, but you ain't get as much as you brag about. And see, that's another thing. People have that ego problem. And like I think me and One Love was talking, people have an ego problem, a pride problem. Just admit to what you did. Cops are on you. They're not going to get off of you, okay? And Lynn can't save you. Okay, she's nobody. She wants to be somebody just like you. So, there's a lot. There's a few others, the boogeyman, the booger man, as you call them. These people are, scary avatar people that will never show themselves. They have nothing to prove. These people, they are set-up squad. That's what it is, and that's what it's going to be like. Unspoken purposes. Shout out to her. Like she said, they're a set-up squad. They'll come at people for no reason to try to dig up information. That's why they don't want to be seen. But yes, they were, there's a lot of people that were approached about Nippy's demise. But Danielle is one of the main ones, and I said what I said. Okay, I told the Supreme Court and others. So don't think you think I'm scared or anything. I said what I said, and I know what I know because first of all, the clues match up. You know, you struck Michael's video. Why would you strike? If somebody is lying on you, Eagle, like you, when they lied that you were supposedly accosting a 14-year-old. First of all, you have a reputation. You have a legacy.
Right.
Okay, you have a legacy, and some stuff you don't even pay attention to, and that's the best thing to do because these people want fame, they want clout or any attention, but they don't know what comes with the other side of fame. They don't know that once you do a dirty job, you're taken out. You're taken out. That's just what it is. Some of us have lasted so long because we know how to maneuver. You know, we know how to do our due. We know what it is. And see, these people think that, oh, I won't be taken out. I won't be, I'll do a dirty job. I'll be the do girl or the do boy. And that's it. That'll never be it. See, y'all are so sloppy and so stupid. And the Booger Man, you just give yourself up. You know, just horribly. Just horribly. So you don't have to show yourself. You're ugly. Your spirit is ugly. These people, their spirits are ugly. Whitney was a beautiful spirit, and she's going to be, you know. And you don't get that in life often. You know, most people come with an agenda, every now and then. Most people, but there are some that would just be genuine and pure. Like I said, with you, One Love, Mookie, and JP, a few others relationships. Yeah. I'm on live. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we want to take a slight break, and then we'll be back. And a moment so I can clear. I'm sitting up here trying to eat some Doritos. Honestly.
Yeah, so, but I'm sorry. I'm back. My sister. Yeah. But yeah, I was telling her to tune in. But yeah, it's like it's crazy. It's sad. But I was so shocked because I was surprised when I met Whitney. When I went in, I'm like, oh my God. So she's there, and I just was in shock because I grabbed her, and I'm like, oh. And we just danced the night away, you know. And I didn't know that she was going to make that video. You know, I was just shocked to see it. I'm like, oh, little things have changed here and there, but you know, that basically was it. Because this club was like it's like a big church. It almost looked like a mansion. It really could have been a mansion. Oh, you know, and yeah, and it's like it was crazy. It was like you go in, it's one big dance floor, then you go to the side, it's a little room. It's like a reggae room. And then a calypso room, and then you go upstairs. There's a balcony. You can look out on the dance floor and see people. Then on the stage, which I've been on that stage multiple times with Melly Mel, DJ Chuck Chill Out, a few others. You know, you know, it is what it is, and you know, I've been in the presence of greatness, and we are greatness. All of us have a greatness. No one is better than anybody, but in the same token, you can't underestimate people's power and people's a solidification or validation. See, I don't need to be validated by the lies and the rumors and the, oh, well, you have all these records, you have this and the third. Y'all had to go make something up and attach somebody else's stuff to me. Just like you did with Eagles, just like you did with One Love, just like you did with JP, you know, all of these people, because y'all have no lives. And it's evident, you have no lives. You don't have to be seen. We know this by your spirit. You don't have any life. And like Whitney said, you don't live with me, you don't sleep with me, you don't do shit with me, but talk about it. You know, and it's the truth. It's just the sad truth. You know, because I don't have time to look people up and see what people are doing. Whatever you do, it's gonna come back to you. Lady Karma is always somewhere watching. That's it. You know. But yeah, I wanted to get into it was something. Because I know people might want to come up. But yeah, JP, he was definitely involved. That's why the cops stopped him. That's why he won't talk about it. Liz, you may be a suspect too. While you running around talking about my needs and all these things, girl, please, these people. But like I said, there was a whole plan, a whole design to get the estate. That was the thing, to get the money, get the big estate.
Right.
And it's sad that y'all would do anything for money. But see, even if y'all was to get Whitney's money, y'all wouldn't even, how would you say, the fastest you get it, as fast as it's going. Like you did it, it's going to be taken from you. Because it's not yours and you didn't get it honestly.
Okay, that's right. What did you go ahead. No, I was just going to ask, what did you think about when the world named Whitney the Voice? I found that was an interesting concept, an interesting title to name her, because she has the voice that is.
It's God-given. It's just God-given. I mean, it's like an angel just came down and put it right in her throat, And even through all the and in the beginning, yes, there was drugs. And Bobby, let me clear this up again. Bobby did not get Whitney on drugs. Whitney had been dibbling and dabbling. She wasn't an angel. Okay, she did her little thing. She had a hood side to her because she was born in Newark. Shout out to Newark. Shout out to Ghetto. And so, she was born in Newark. So she had a hood down to earth side to her. She wasn't, Miss Pritzy. They wanted to paint her. Let's make her Miss Pritzy. No, that wasn't her. She was a down to earth t-shirt and jeans girl. And it was what it was.
Yes.
And then once it got to her, the life got to her. We gotta clean up your image. We gotta, that's what a lot of these people do. I want my image to be squeaky clean. But meanwhile, you're the dirtiest that ever lived. It doesn't